Welcome to my site code diaries. Today we are going to talk about the MVC topic, MVC action method. Before starting to the video, let me request you, if you like the video, please click on the like button, please share with your friends and colleagues, and do provide your feedback via the comment. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you are subscribed to my site code diaries and click on a bell icon so that you can get a latest update. So let's start today's topic. MVC action methods. What are MVC action methods? These are normal controller methods with below restrictions. So these are the normal controller methods. When you add a controller in the MVC project, and there you add then any method that is normal, any normal method, that is the MVC action method, but with the few restrictions. The first restriction is those action methods. The action methods are always public. Okay, so those controller methods should be public. If it is public, then only you can it can be a action method. It cannot be private or protected. Action method cannot be overloaded. You cannot overload this action method. Action method cannot be static methods. So basically, if you have seen this kind of a method where you have in the controller public action result index returning view, this is your action method. Index method is a public and it returns the action result using the view method. So it is the public method. This index method is a public. It is returning the action result using the view method. Okay. So view method is defined in the controller base class which returns the appropriate action result. So let's see more into details of this action result. So whenever you add any controller, so like here I have a home controller in the namespace sample MVC project.controllers. There is a home controller, and then in that you have a method. So this one is called as a home controller class. Okay, then you have this one. This is the base controller. So base controller is inherited into the home controller. Okay, so base controller is a controller here, and then we have the return type of the method. This is action result is a return type. There are multiple types of return type which we will discuss further. Then you have the this method, this class which is view. This method view which is returning view. This method is returning so the action result, and this is actually a view defined in class. So basically this there must be when you create the folder structure. We have already done the video on the folder structure. There if you have not seen that video, I will give the link in the description. So that here what is happening is you will have a home folder. Inside that in the view folder you will have a home folder. Inside a home folder you will have a index view. Okay, so that is how it is getting mapped. So this is the action method. This index what you are seeing here, this method is your action method. There is a default action method which is always defined. Okay, so that default route is configured in the route config class. By default, the index method is a default action method for any controller. So where it is defined, what is the default action method for any controller? Okay, in the controller you can have a multiple action methods. But what is the default action method? That is defined in your route config. So basically the route config, you will see this default route where you specify when this route will get called, controller action ID, and here you actually defines the default parameters. Okay, here if you see for this, the controller is home, action is index. So if you browse the say localhost, then it will automatically use the home controller and the action method to give the result. Okay, so this is how the default action method is defined or configured in the route config file. Now let's see what are the different action results where the action method can have. First is the view result, which is by default we have seen. It represents the HTML and the markup. So whatever the view which is mapped to that controller, that action method will give the result. Then you have an empty result. It represents no response. So there will not be any response. Okay. Then we have a content results. This represents string literal. So basically any string which you want to return, any content you want to return, then you use a content result as your result class, and the method used here it will be content. Then you have a three file related result class. One is a file content result, another is a file path result, and a third is a file stream result. Okay, so basically file content result will give you the content of the file. Okay, file path result, it will also give you the content of the file, but it picks the file from the path. And then you have a stream result where you can use the stream writer to return your file result. And for all these three we use the file. Then you have a JavaScript result. It represents a JavaScript script. So basically, if you have any JavaScript which you want to return, it's generally used in the your JavaScript, where you will call any JavaScript from action method which will return the complete JavaScript. Okay, you can use a method JavaScript here. Then you have a JSON result. So this JSON result represents the JSON string. So it returns the JSON string which can be used in the Ajax. So the method used is the JSON. Then you have a redirect result class. One is a redirect result and another is a redirect to route result. So redirect result will basically redirect to a new URL. You can specify the new URL for the redirect result. The method used is the redirect. Whereas redirect to route result, you can give the different action method. Okay, like you are using an index and there is any other action method you want to call, then you go for a redirect to route result. Here you can use a redirect to route as a method. Then you have a partial view result. It returns the HTML from the partial view. You can use a partial view there. Then you can use a HTTP unauthorized result for returning the 403. If there is an unauthorized access is happening, then you want to give the 403 status, then you can use this method. There is a HTTP unauthorized result is the method. So these are the few all the result classes which you can use in the action method. Okay, in the MVC action method. Okay, we will see the demo of this action method now. Okay, I have opened the sample MVC project. Okay, the first thing is you have to configure the default action method that is in your app_start. There is a file called route config. Here you define your route config. If you see here, this is your default route. Okay, where I am defining my default controller is a home, my default action method is a index. Okay, then I have created a few methods in my home controller. Okay, I just walk through the methods which I have created for giving you the demo. The first one is a simple action result which is returning the view. So here if you go in your project, in the view you will have a home folder and it will have the index method. So this is how it is mapped here. Okay, then you have an index with the content result. Okay, so this actually returns you the string literal. Okay, so I am returning here a string. Okay, then this is the content result. Then you have a file path. So I'm taking a file path example, index with file result. Here I'm giving the path and it is returning the file here. Okay, then I have a index with JS result. Okay, I'm just for sample purpose I have given these here. It will return this result. So here I have written the JavaScript result action method. Okay, which is returning JavaScript result. This is basically going to use in the JavaScript. Okay, but for a demo purpose I am using it here. I will show you what it does. I mean what it returns, but basically that is going to use in the JavaScript. Then you have a JSON result. This is mostly when you will use when you want to return the JSON. Okay, so you have a JSON result and it is using a JSON method. Then this is the redirect URL. If you want to redirect user to another URL, here I am redirected to the google.com. Okay, then you can use it. Then we have a redirect to route result. Here I am routing this index with redirect route result to the home index method. Okay, then you have an unauthorized one, access denied. For that I am using this, and you have an empty result. So we'll see by running all these methods what it returning. So now I'm just running this application. Okay, so this is basically my index page. If I go to the my view, you see I have written h1 here. This is action result, and that is getting displayed. And if you see I have not once we run it, it is a default one, the local version or the domain is running. So this is coming from the default configuration. It is picking the action, that is home controller slash index. Okay, so this is my action method. So if we run it, that will come as a this as action result. So basically this is my this action. Okay, now if I run the another action, okay, that is the index with content result, that is this one. If I run this one now, if you see, if I run this one here, it will return a text. Here is a custom content handler. So that is, if I go to the code, it is basically this one. Okay, now I am going with my third method, home index with file result. Okay, if I run this one now, just check what is happening. Okay, if you see here, there is one image which is getting downloaded, which I kept on this path. Is a method where I have kept image.png at the root folder, and that is getting downloaded. Now the next with the index with result. Remember, this is not going to ideal case. We are not going to run the way I am currently running it. Okay, it will be it should call from the your JavaScript. Okay, so if I go to the if I go to this one, okay, this ideally should run from the JavaScript. Okay, if I run it, you see alert, are you sure you want to continue? This actually sending a text, but it's what happens when you write it into the your JavaScript, it will run this script. Okay, then the next one is the index with JSON. Okay, so if I go here, see I am returning the JSON string. Now you can have any JSON field here, string here, that will return you the JSON. Okay, but I'm just passing the JSON text here. Okay, so home slash JSON with text, it is returning me a JSON text. Okay, now my next method is the index with a index with a redirect result. What it is doing is it is redirecting to the Google. Okay, so if I change this index with result with my this method, it is taking me to the Google one. Okay, so that is how you can use. So if you want to redirect user to the third party, then you can use this method. Whereas if you want to redirect within your application, that is another action result, then you can use this one here, index with result routes result. Okay, so this redirect to route result I am using now. Okay, we'll see what will happen. Done it wrong. So it is returning to the home that action method. Okay, this is how it will get redirected. If you see here, it is redirected to home and index. Okay, now you have unauthorized. So if I run the unauthorized one, home slash unauthorized, it is giving you access denied 401. Okay, then you have this empty result. Okay, if I give to the empty result, it is showing me the blank. So this is how it works. Okay, so these are the action result. Okay, so let's summarize what we have learned today. Firstly, the action methods are the normal controller methods with a few restrictions, like the action method must be public, action method cannot be overloaded, action method cannot be static methods. We have seen default route is configured in the route config class, which defines the default controller and the default action method. And finally, we have seen the demo also at the what are the different action result class and methods we have and how it works. So we are done for today. If you like the video, please click on the like button. Do share with your friends and colleagues, and provide your feedback via the comments. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to my Site Code Diaries and click on the bell icon to get a latest update. Thank you. Thanks for watching.